Hi, hello everyone. मेरा बच्चा लोग सब कैसे? How are you all doing? I think you all are doing so happy because we have completed the chapter of rotational motion, है ना? Right? And today we are going to start a new chapter. Which one it is? Gravitation, right? So obviously you all have to be super excited and super happy. So if you all can see me and hear me, jaldi se jaldi give me an amazing thumbs up in the chat box. And whoever is seeing me for the very first time, this is Ameer, your physics educator at Unacademy. Everyone, quickly, let me know I'm audible and visible in the chat box. Hi Pal, hi Preeti. Ha, Ratash, very good to see you. I'm doing so good Preeti. आप लोग सब कैसे? How are you all doing? सब बढ़िया? Sankamitra, Preeti, Devika. Good evening, Priya. हाँ. So, आप सब लोग कैसे? How are you all doing? सब बढ़िया? Okay, how are the preparations going on? Because we are approaching for the term one examination, है ना? सब बढ़िया अच्छे से चल रहा है. Very good. I'm so happy to know that. Miara, yes, I'm doing so good. I'm so happy. Right? Okay. So I'm so happy to see this energy in the classroom. I'm really excited. Right? I hope you all know why we all are here. Right? Because here we are for the starting of a very new chapter and one of the simplest and very cute and a beautiful chapter, gravitation. And whoever is seeing me for the very first time, a bit of introduction you can see. I have an experience of more than 3.5 years in the field of teaching. JEE, NEET and board student. I'm a beta graduate from NIT Calicut and I thought and mentored many students and they are doing so good in their life. This is all about me. Now, let us have a look at the schedule for this particular week. And here we are on 30th September, which is gravitation we are going to do. And today we'll be mainly talking about the universal law of gravitation. And tomorrow, it's a special day for values actually, because at 6:30 p.m. we are having a mega formula menti, and at 8 p.m. we are going to be having the complete revision of the chapter laws of motion, because I know that, right, the exam is on our way very close to us. So it's time for us to start with our revision. So we'll start with our revision of the chapter laws of motion. It's a one shot class. It will be live class where we together will be solving and learning the chapter of laws of motion. ठीक है? Yes, let us proceed. We know there are so many amazing educators in the Unacademy Class 11th and 12th YouTube channel. And I know that you all wish to attend their classes live. So if you don't want to miss any of these classes live, and if you want to get the notification for all these live classes, it will be a better and a great idea for every one of you to join this Telegram channel. The link is given right here. Jaldi se jaldi, fatafat everyone. We all are expecting for you there. Then, don't you think that this is the right time for everyone to start learning so that you can complete your schedule and get 35 out of 35 for the term one examination? So that's why we have the scholarship test. If you can get a very good mark for the scholarship test, you can be a part of Unacademy and start learning with us for free. So this is an amazing opportunity, and everyone start coming and enroll for this same scholarship test. And the code you have to use for enrolling this particular crash course for free is, how many of you know what is a code? Code क्या है? Code is, अरे A B नहीं, eraser. हाँ, so मेरा code है AMB10. Use this code and get enrolled for a scholarship test for free. Then moving on, I'll talk about Unacademy subscription, why you have to join an Unacademy subscription for the next 2 minutes, and then we are going to start with our amazing chapter of gravitation. सुन ले. You know that everything is available for free in YouTube nowadays. Why we have to be a part of an Unacademy subscription platform by paying some money? I'll tell you. Because in the Unacademy platform, we all educators will be teaching with a proper schedule, targeting the board exam, JEE exam, and the NEET exam. And so all the topics we are covering will be in an order, and you can keep track of all the topic that is being done in the classroom. So when everything is in an orderly fashion, what happens? Yes, the entire learning process will become simple. If the learning process becomes simple, you will start learning more and more, and your progress will also be very steep. And you can get a very good mark for all the examination with full of confidence. That is one thing. Then top educators of the country with so much of experience in this educational field are already there in the Unacademy platform. if you start learning with them, they know how the examination pattern is going to be, what are the kind of questions you should be expecting. They'll tell you, you just want to do it accordingly and grab the maximum marks for all your examination and get into the dreaming colleges whichever you are dreaming about. Then study materials will be given to you. Practice test and live test series will make you super and duper confident and will bring out the best in every one of you. So for all these amazing features, you should be going for the Plus subscription. For 12 months, it will cost you how much? 1,250 per month. And will I let you to spend this much of money for a 12-month subscription? No, because I am gonna give you the code of AMB10. Use this code and get 10% of discount. So I'm expecting many one of you. As I have said, this is the best time for everyone to start preparation because you can complete the syllabus. Many of you are thinking, sir, we want more features when we learn with Unacademy. So along with the features, if you want some additional features, it'll be better for you to go with Iconic subscription, because in Iconic subscription, you will be given a personal mentor. Matlab, someone will be there to help you related to your academic activities, for your entire academic activities, let's say. He'll be there to help you with the schedule, how to study, what should be a strategy for your studies. For everything, this person will be there. Then live doubt solving classes will be there. Weekly reports will be given to you. And for all these amazing features, for 12-month subscription, it will cost you 2,333 per month without discount. And with this discount, how much discount you are gonna get? You're gonna get 10% of discount if you are gonna by heart this particular code of AMB10 and use it while you make the subscription. Okay? And there is one more reason why I tell that this is the best time for making the subscription. Because if you make the subscription before 4th of October, right? For 12-month subscription, you will be given extra 4 months free with the 10% of discount you get when you use my code of AMB10, right? So yes, I think this will be an amazing opportunity for you, and this is the right time for every one of you to take a decision. So we all are expecting for you. Then now nothing is gonna wait and nothing is gonna stand between us. Now it's physics, Ameer sir, and all my warriors in the classroom. Tell me, Josh, kaise hai? How's the energy? Are you all ready to start with this amazing chapter of gravity? Bol de. Hi, Sophia, Devika, Saurav, Ashish, Vimala, Pal, Palak, Helesh. No, it's not menti nahi hai. We are going to learn the concept and we are going to do lot many questions in the classroom. Josh, hi, Vimala. Preeti with full of energy. Mohit, hi, hello. How to make short notes, I'll be taking a separate class for that. So Josh high है ना? Is the Josh high? Shall we start with the class of gravity? आप सब लोग मेरे साथ है ना? तो मे बी आप सब लोग का साथ भी है. देख ले मेरा हिंदी भी बहुत इम्प्रूव हो रहा है आजकल. So yes, let us start with the chapter of gravity. What we are going to learn in this particular chapter? We are going to learn about the attraction. Which means in this particular chapter, we are only going to be learning about attraction. Don't you think this is a very rare case to find even in our real life, right? We know that we get attracted to, we used to get attracted, है ना? But when we get to know the other person, sometimes even there is a chance that for a repulsion, right? Maybe because we don't vibe with the other person, maybe we might not be having the same kind of characteristics. So there is a chance for repulsion even in real life, which means there can be some sad stories in real life. But in this chapter of gravity, there is no chance for any of those sadness. We will be only having cute moments with full of attraction. This chapter is going to be completely full of attraction, with full of cuteness and with full of love. Okay, so jokes apart and all these things apart, what we know and what we are going to learn in this chapter of gravity. Let me ask you, when we have a positive charge and a negative charge, what will be there? Won't there be a force of attraction? Yes. If there is a positive charge and another positive charge, won't there be repulsive forces? Yes. And between the magnets, we know that between a north pole and a south pole, there is a force of attraction. Between north and north of another magnet, what will be there? Yes, force of repulsion. We all are very well aware of all these concepts. But do you believe that there is a force of attraction between two humans? I know that what everyone will be thinking. Many of you will be like, sir, ye humko pata hai? Because I'm always attracted to a person B. I'm not talking about that kind of attraction. I'm talking about between two humans. Why only about humans? If there are two masses in this entire universe, there exists a force of attraction between them. And this is what we are going to learn in this particular chapter. What did I say? मैं क्या बोला? If there is one mass and if there is another mass, it was found out that there is existing a force of attraction between these two masses, and this force of attraction we call it as gravitational force. इसका नाम है gravitational force. Now, can you all guess what will be the direction of this forces? It's very simple because I have already told you it will be an attractive force, right? देख ले. M1 will be attracting M2 towards it with a force F. And it was being found out that M2 will be attracting M1 with the same force. But attraction means what will be the direction? If M2 has to attract M1, it should be towards M2. If M1 has to attract M2, it should be towards M1. Right? So we can have equal and opposite forces experiencing on these masses. Right? But if I ask you, does this law come from the air essay? No. There is a certain person who actually found out there exists a force between the masses. How many of you know that person? I think everyone here might be knowing who that person is, and at least this particular picture here might have reminded you. Na? This looks a bit funny picture, right? When my content person sent me, I was also actually laughing. But everyone knows the story, right? When Sir Isaac Newton was actually sitting below an apple tree, when an apple fall on his head, right? Is it because at that particular moment he got all the ideas of gravity? नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Because he was actually behind this theory from a very long time. But when that apple fall on his head, he suddenly started to think, why the apple has to fall downwards always? Why can't it go upwards? You know the story, है ना सबको, right? So he started to think in this way. And finally he found out that the earth is attracting the apple in the downward direction. This apple ko earth is attracting with a force of F in the downward direction. And it is because of that reason apple is coming down. Then he started to make this particular thing in a general way. He found out that this force is not only existing on apple because of the earth, this force of attraction is happening between all the kind of masses that is existing in this universe, right? And there he formulated a new law, which is Universal Law of Gravitation. So from here, what he found out? He found out, yes, the Universal Law of Gravitation. Shall we look into some of the properties of the forces that is existing between the masses, right? All these properties are very important because we should be knowing all these properties when we start dealing with the problems. Directly. Okay, let's see what are the properties of the forces acting. Then we will be going for the actual equation for the force that exists between them. देख ले. Mass m1, right, and mass m2. He found out that this force of attraction happening between the masses m1 and m2 will be acting on their center of mass, which means m1 will be attracting m2 with a force of F, which is acting at its center of mass, and m2 will be acting on m1 at its center of mass with the same force. So what do you call these kind of forces which acts exactly at its center? It's a central force. First property of gravitational force, it is a central force. और क्या है? You can see that this is what kind of force? I already started this chapter by telling this word. Yes, this force that exists between the masses, Newton found out it is always an attractive force. Only happiness is here between the masses. No time for sadness and no space for sadness. Always attraction, always happiness. So it is an attractive force, right? So these are the two things that you should be remembering regarding the force that exists between the masses. And one more thing, right, which everyone can actually guess. This force of attraction, Anna, which means M1 will be putting a force of attraction on M2 and M2 will be putting a force of attraction on M1, right? This force of attraction always acts along the line joining their centers. Okay, keep this in mind whenever you are asked to find out the direction of force acting on the bodies. Make sure that you draw a line connecting the centers of the two bodies and it will be acting along the line joining them in an attractive fashion, right? So these are some of the properties you should be keeping in your mind related to the gravitational force that exists between the masses. Okay, yes, Hannah. So now what we are going to do right now is we are going to find out the force, the equation for the force that is existing between the masses. Shall we find out? Huh? Shall we have a look at what is the formula of the force that is existing between the masses? I'll also tell you, right, the small experiment the Newton have went through so that he can actually find a formula for this gravitational force. Understood with a smile, Palak? और क्या चाहिए? है ना? Hellish, Anupam, Pal. So I was giving a very small introduction about this particular chapter. Right. Okay, so everyone is giving the force is equal to G m1 m2 divided by r square. Of course, many of you might be knowing the formula for the gravitational force between the masses, right? But it's not about by hearting this particular formula. Let's see how he have actually derived this particular formula. Are you not curious? I was curious when I was in my 11th standard. Okay, let's see. देख ले. He took two masses. One of the mass was m1, okay, and the other mass was m2. He took two masses. Then he found out the force that is acting between them. So he found out that a specific amount of force was acting between them and he have mentioned the force is equal to F. ठीक है? Then this was kept at a distance of r between them. So this is the initial case. In this initial case, the force experience is F. Okay, first case. We'll keep it as such. Now what he did was he took the first mass as such. He took the first mass as such. He took twice the mass in the second case, keeping the distance between them as the same. And what he found out in this particular case was, if the force experience in the first case was measured to be F, he found out that here in this case, when the second mass was doubled, he found out that the force experience in that case became twice as the mass. So what is the simple conclusion he or us can make from here? Mass became doubled, the second mass is doubled, the force also became doubled. We can simply say that the force is directly proportional to m2. Yes or a no? Yes or a no? Yes, because he actually have proved that when the second mass was doubled, force is also getting doubled. Matlab, force acting between the masses is directly proportional to m2. We got the first part. Then instead of, he took m2 as such. Okay, instead of taking m1 as m1, now he took twice the mass of m1, keeping them with the same distance apart. In this case also, when the first mass was doubled, he found out that the force acting between them has doubled. First mass was doubled, he found out that the force is also getting doubled. इसका मतलब क्या है? अरे भाई इसका मतलब क्या है? I'll write it here. Force is directly proportional to m1 also. Force is directly proportional to m2. Force is directly proportional to m1. Then he took m1. ठीक है? He took m2. Same mass without changing the mass. But in this case, he took the separation between them 2 times of r. What did he do? He took the separation between them twice compared to the initial case. And what was the small observation he made from here was, he found out that the force is becoming 1/4 when the distance between them is being doubled. So can you predict what will be the relationship between force and the distance between the masses? What can I write? Force will be directly proportional to R? No. Inversely proportional to R? If it is inversely proportional, if the distance is doubled, what happens? Force will only be half, right? R becomes 2R, so force will be 1 by 2 only. But here the force is becoming 1/4. So yes, force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. 2 square is 4, right? So we understood that, or he understood that, the force acting between the mass is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. And if we compare all these relationships, he made the actual universal law of gravitation. F is directly proportional to, yes, where we have m1, then directly proportional to m2, the whole divided by r square, and it was called as the universal law of gravitation. F is found to be directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Very important, write it now itself in your book. Likha sab? Everyone wrote this down? Likha hai na? Is there any difficulty in understanding this? No, right? Chotu. So this was a simple method which he followed for finding out the relationship of force with the masses and the distance between them. ठीक है. Now we don't have an equation. If you want to find out the force, there should be an equation. Now we just have the proportionality only. Shall we convert this into an equation? कर ले मेरे साथ. कर ले. F was proportional to m1 m2 by r square. है ना? How can you convert a proportionality into an equation? By multiplying it with a constant. And that constant was given the symbol of G, and ये G क्या है? What do we call it? Universal gravitational constant. And I know that, sir, उसका value क्या? I know that will be the second question, right? इसका value है 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. Unit? You only tell me what will be the unit of G. Force, Newton. R square will go up, meter square, right? Newton meter square by this m1 m2 will come down. So mass is kilogram. Product of masses will kilogram square. बस हो गया. So G is actually called as the universal gravitational constant, and the value is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square kilogram square. है ना? ठीक है. Now देख ले. Let us summarize. M1, M2, distance between them is R. What we have learned, M1 will be giving a force of attraction on M2 along the line joining them. M2 will be pulling M1 towards it with the same force, right? And what is the equation for the force? G M1 M2 by R square. You can ask me a question, right? And the simple question can be like this. Sir, you told us the value for G on the surface of the earth, which can be 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. Sir, what can be the value of G on the surface of moon? Let's say on the surface of sun. Let's say on the surface of Mars. G का value क्या होता है? What will be the value? It will be the same 6.67 into 10 power minus 11 wherever this mass is in the universe, and that's the reason why it has the name of what? Universal. Throughout the universe, G is having a constant value which is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. समझ में आ गया? It's not a big difficult thing. छोटू है. Understood till here? कोई गड़बड़ है तो बता दे मुझे. बच्चा लोग, various, where is the energy? Energy कहाँ है हमारा? Where is the energy? सर R पे कैसे स्क्वायर आ गया? R पे कैसे स्क्वायर आ गया? Because when he doubled the distance between them, he found out that the force is becoming 1/4. How can you convert 2 to 4? Square of 2, है ना? छोटू सा. सर कोई गड़बड़? कोई गड़बड़ नहीं, सब बढ़िया. Everyone is having a smiling face. Rotas, Ritima, Arpan, Myara, Shreya Kumari, Anupam, Helish, Ritima, है ना? ठीक है. Now how many of you think if I ask a question from this part बिल्कुल करेगा? कर सकता है? कर सकता है? छोटू समझ आ गया. ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. तो हम we can proceed. Tell me, does this force, which means the force existing between the masses because of gravitation, does it depend upon the medium? Does it depend upon the medium? No. Whatever may be the medium in between the masses, whether it is air, whether it is water, okay, and whether it is any metals, you keep between these two masses, the value of the force between M1 and M2 remain the same because it doesn't have any dependency with the medium existing. So force F is equal to G. It's a constant. Mass same. M2 will also be the same whatever the medium is, and the distance between them will also be the same. So this is, I hope everyone is writing, independent of what? Medium. Right? It is totally independent of the medium that is existing between them. Right? And what kind of a force this is? Please do write. It is a conservative force. What is a conservative force? We have learned in the chapter of work per energy. How many of you do remember what is a conservative force? Right. Conservative force is a force where the work done only depends upon the initial position and final position. We already have proved gravitational force is a conservative force there in the chapter, right? So those who forgot, please do go and watch that particular session. So let me write now this particular gravitational force as a conservative force. It is independent of the medium. It is always an attractive force. It is a central force and it will be acting along the line joining them. Now tell me, does this gravitational force obeys third law of motion? Does this obey Newton's third law of motion? बोल दे. Does this depend upon the, does it actually depend upon the third law of motion? हाँ या नहीं? Is it a yes? Yes, Pal, yes, Arpan, Anupam. Yes. Very good, very good. Bilkul, bilkul. Because what is said in the Newton's third law? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, right? So yes, for every force, there is an equal and opposite force acting on the other body. Which means if M1 is applying a force on M2F, M2 will be applying the same amount of force in the opposite direction. Yes, so it obeys third law of motion, right? So this gravitational force obeys Newton's third law of motion. Very good, Rotash, Preeti, Anupam. So also tell me this, are you all noting this down? Note kar rahe hai na? Yes? Okay, very good. What do you all say about start doing some questions? कर सकता है? Shall we start doing questions? देख ले. A simple question is what you can see right in front of you. Tell me what is the answer of this going to be. I'll be looking into the chat box because I already told you, right, what the answer is going to be. We already have explained in the concept. बोल दे. Now I'll be just looking into the chat box. Everyone, Pal, Preeti, Anupam, Palak, इसका आंसर क्या है? Hellish World says hey. Others, mark your answers and do let me know. Rota says A. Shreya Kumari says A. Hellish World says A, obviously. Rotash, very good, amazing. Yes, it is the option A, which is F. Those who are having little trouble in understanding, dekh le. Two spheres of mass M and capital M are situated in air and the gravitational force between them is F. Let us write down. So we have a small mass M, okay, and we have a capital mass M. There exists a force between them, right? What will be the equation for force? G capital M small m divided by square of the distance between them. है ना? और क्या सर? बिल्कुल. Now initially it was air here and the force was F. ठीक है. The space around the mass is now filled with a liquid of specific gravity 3. Matlab, now we are removing this air and in this particular space we are going to fill it with what? Fill it with a liquid. Now we are filling it with a liquid. We don't have air right now. In this case, the question is, what is the new force going to be? अरे कोई change आ जाएगा क्या? कुछ भी नहीं, because देख ले, F is equal to G. Does it depend upon the medium? M R square. Nothing in the equation of force that exists between the masses depend upon the medium that is acting between them. So, first case or second case, the force is going to be the same F. समझ में आ गया अच्छे से? ठीक है. अगला question. Ready? Okay. The earth revolves around the sun with angular velocity 2 into 10 power minus 7 radian per second in a circular orbit of radius 1.5 into 10 power 8 kilometers. Arre baap re. The gravitational force exerted by the sun on the earth in Newton is. I know what you all are thinking. Sir, for finding out gravitational force, here we have a sun. Okay. Earth is revolving around it in a circular path. Okay, it is revolving around a circular path. Obviously, there will be a force of attraction between sun and the earth. Gravitational force of attraction. The question is to find out this gravitational force of attraction. Formula, how much it will be? G, mass of the earth, mass of the sun by square of the distance between them. But if you read the question properly, you can see that mass of the sun is not given. And neither we have by hearted the value of mass of the sun. So this equation is not possible to find the gravitational force existing between them. Is there any method? Those who have learned the chapter of circular motion will be telling. How many of you got the idea how to deal with this problem? Array, the gravitational force existing between the sun and the earth is actually providing what? Yes, the centripetal force. अरे देख ले, earth is making a circular motion, है ना? Earth is making a circular motion. For any body to undergo circular motion, a force is a must, and that force is called as what? Centripetal force. And who is providing the necessary centripetal force for this earth? It is the gravitational force. Understood? So it is because of this gravitational force acting on the earth by the sun, the earth is able to make the circular motion by having the sufficient amount of centripetal force. Or you can also think in this way. How many of you thought that let's say moon is revolving around the earth. Okay, moon is revolving around the earth. There is a force of attraction on the moon by the earth. Matlab, earth will be pulling the moon all the time. How many of you thought this? Why the moon is not falling onto the earth? Why that moon is not falling on the earth, though a force of attraction is given by the earth on that moon? Array, that force of attraction is already there on the moon, but it is not falling because that force of attraction is used for providing the necessary centripetal force. अब आ गया, अब सबको आ गया. Now everyone can do the problem, है ना? Now ऐसे. Now it became a very simple problem. So for finding out the gravitational force, just find out the centripetal force. कर सकता है? Got it, Miara? Pal, Devika, Palak, everyone understood. C option, ठीक है. Shall we find out? I'll also do, and let us confirm whether the option C itself is the correct answer. देख ले, everyone with me. What the formula for centripetal force? M V square by R. Lekin linear velocity is not given, angular velocity is given, right? M by R. We know V is equal to R omega. Don't ask me from where. From circular motion, we all have learned together. Substitute कर ले. R omega the whole square. तो अब क्या हो गया? M R square by R omega square. बस. Now start substituting. The answer will be in your hand. Centripetal is equal to M. M कितना है? 6 into 10 power 24, the mass of the earth, because we are finding out the centripetal force experienced by the earth. So mass of the earth is 6 into 10 power 24 r. Radius 1.5. How much is 1.5? 3 by 2. 10 power 8 is 10 power 8 into 10 power 3 meters, because it is in kilometers. So how much will it be? 10 power 11 meters, right? So mr omega square. Omega is how much? 2 into 10 power minus 7 squaring 4 into 10 power minus 14. हो गया है ना? देख ले 4 by 2. 4 by 2 is 2. 3 2s are 6. 6 6 are 36. हो गया. And how much is it? 10 power 11. 10 power minus 14 is 10 power minus 3. And 10 power minus 3 into 10 power 24 is 10 power 21. Don't forget to write the unit. It is in Newton. आ गया, सबको आ गया, समझ में आ गया, right? So understood why the moon is not falling onto the earth, though there is a force of attraction acting on them. है ना? अच्छे से. Yes. Very good. बढ़िया बढ़िया रितिमा. Yes, the option is C. Devika. Arpan. Very good, very good, very good. Yes, Preeti Pal, very good. So shall we do a next question? Huh? Ready? Steady? ठीक है. So we'll be trying to do as many questions as possible in this particular class, so that you'll be more thorough on the usage of this particular formula of Newton's law of gravitation. Right? ठीक है. अगला question. Two particles of mass 1 and 2 are placed at a separation of 50. Assuming that the only force acting on the particle are their mutual gravitation, find the initial acceleration of the 2 kilogram particle. What we have to find out? We need to find out the acceleration of the 2 kilogram particle. Acceleration का formula क्या है? First tell me. Yes. What's the formula for acceleration? The net force acting on the body divided by mass. Is there anyone who doesn't know? सबको पता है ना? Now let us start substituting the same and find out the answer. Draw कर ले. We have 1 kilogram body and we have 2 kilogram body, right? Obviously, distance is how much? 50 centimeter or half meter. 50 centimeter is half meter. The question is to find out the acceleration of 2 kilogram body. For that, you need to find out the force acting on it. Tell me, how much will be the force acting on this 2 kilogram body? Formula. G. Mass of the body 2 into 1 divided by square of the distance between them, that is 1 by 2 the whole square. This is the force acting on 2 kilogram body. है ना? I hope you already started giving the answer in the chat box. बोल दे. ठीक है. Force we got it. Acceleration is equal to force by mass. How much is force? ये 2 square will go up, that is 4. So G into 2 into 4. This is the force acting, and we are finding out the acceleration of this 2 kilogram. So acceleration is equal to force acting on the body by its mass. उसका mass क्या है? 2. हो गया, है ना? G is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. 2 cancels and 4. So 6 4s are 24. So 24, it will be bit greater than 24. So approximately we can say it is 26 into 10 power minus 11. Right? Is there any answer? 26 can be written as, we have the option B. 2.6 into 10 power minus 10. Right? And with the unit of meter per second square. देख ले. How simple it is. बहुत simple, बहुत simple. So we got the acceleration value as 2.6 into 10 power minus 10. I don't think the calculation was big. छोटू सा calculation था. बहुत छोटू calculation, right? Hi John, good evening. B option is correct, right? B option is correct. बिल्कुल बढ़िया. Centrifugal force, we don't say that centrifugal is it's a force. It's a pseudo force. It's a pseudo force. When we learn about circular motion in detail, I'll explain you. ठीक है? It is not a force which exists. It is a pseudo force, actually, a false force. Yes, Palak, Mayara. I hope you all know that tomorrow we have the complete revision of chapter Laws of Motion. There I will be explaining about centrifugal forces and all. Right? तो ये तो समझ में आ गया? Okay? ठीक है, कर ले. Do it, 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 do it. Everyone, avocado, Palak, Myara, Dolly, Pal, Preeti. ये question कर ले. It's not a direct question. थोड़ा तो previous information we have to use. ठीक है, थोड़ा दिमाग तो चलना ही पड़ेगा ये उत्तर मिलने के लिए. देख ले. Mass m is divided into two parts. Okay, cut किया mass को, and one of the part is x times m. If one of the part is x times m, the other will be m minus xm. It is written as m minus xm, taking m as outside. So these are the two masses we have once it is being split into two. ठीक है. For a given separation, the value of x for which the gravitational attraction between the two pieces become maximum. For what value of x, right, we can experience the maximum amount of force between the two pieces of masses. The question is, how should we be cutting that mass into two so that we can have a greater or a larger amount of force experiencing between them? Shall we do? I know that many of you might have got the idea. जल्दी से करके दिखाए मुझे in the and give me the answer in the chat box. Those who got the idea. ठीक है, जल्दी से. And those who are still struggling, देख ले. Let us do it together. Okay. Now, if you have two mass xm and 1 minus xm at some regular distance r, this is xm, okay, and this is 1 minus x into m, two masses. Distance is r between them. What is the force existing? Everyone knows. G, first mass is xm, second mass is 1 minus x into m divided by square of the distance between them. है ना? Now, if you look into G, capital M and R square, all are constants. The only variable on the right hand side of the equation is what? This x. This x is what you are having. ठीक है. Which means if we change the value of x, what will also be changing? Force will also be changing. Question is, for what value of x the force will be maximum? How many of you know the concepts of maxima, minima? Okay, those who don't know also, listen. I'm plotting a graph between force and x. This f and x. Obviously, force is dependent upon x. Hai na? So, we'll be getting some random graph. Let me draw. A graph will be almost like this. Okay, let me say the graph is like this. Okay, I didn't took any coordinates. I see draw kiya main. The graph is like this. But if we look into the graph, you can see that it is at a specific point we are having the maximum value of force. At a particular value of x, let's say, or let's mark it as x naught, we can see that the force is maximum. Who can tell me what is the speciality of this particular point? वो point का speciality क्या है? ये point का. How many of you know what is the speciality of this particular point on the graph? अरे, isn't the slope at this particular point 0? है या नहीं? Yes, the slope at that particular point where the force is maximum is 0. Those who have attended my derivations classes would be knowing this, right? How will you write the equation for slope? M is equal to, from fx graph, the slope is equal to dy dx of f. Differential of f with respect to x is actually what? Slope, which means differential itself is to find the slope in a graph. ठीक है? Shall we do the differentiation? Okay, I know that many of you are not so much comfortable with differentiation, but let me tell you, for doing the problems from 11th standard, differentiation is a must. Okay, it's a must. So please go and learn this differentiation, at least the basics. Okay, okay. Shall we do this? dy dx of f. F substitute kar le. How much is it? G m square by r square. G m square by r square x into 1 minus x. है ना? है ना? What all are constants? देखे. G m square r square all are constant. The only variable is x. Constants will come out of differentiation. G m square by r square. है ना? अभी बोल दे. How can you do the differentiation of x into 1 minus x by using the product rule? Those who don't know the product rule, when you have two variables to be differentiated at the same time, what will you do is take the first one as such, which means x, then differentiate 1 minus x. What is differential of 1 minus x? Differential of 1 is 0 because it is a constant. Differential of minus x, it is minus 1. Okay, so x into minus 1 plus take the second function as it is and differentiate the first one. Differential of x, that is 1. Any problem till here? No, right? We know that the slope is equal to 0 at the point where the force is maximum. Just write that. है m is equal to 0 because we already have written. ठीक है. So gm square by r square, it's a constant. So we can write whatever is inside this particular function. How much is it? Minus x plus 1 minus x is equal to 0. Minus x, when it comes to the left, it becomes 2x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 1 by 2. This is it. ये समझ में आ गया? अरे, so many have given the answer. Very good, Miara. I'm so happy. Anyone? 1 by 2 it is. Yes, option A is correct, Shreya Kumari. Badhiya, badhiya. I never thought you all will be this serious in this studies. Super happy. Bilkul mera man to. I'm so happy right now for getting the answer. Pal, yes, the answer is A. तो बता, समझ में आ गया सबको? मजा भी आ गया by understanding this concept? अच्छे वाला, अच्छा वाला समझ में आ गया? हाय सुजल, संकमित्रा, देविका. मेरे मुझसे पहले और क्या चाहिए मुझे? If my student can solve before me, I can feel so great, Anna. I can feel that yes, I am a good teacher then. Himanshi, Sankamitra, Preeti, Devika, very good if you did before me. Miara, Ratama, King, good evening. ठीक है, तो हम जा रहे हैं अगले क्वेश्चन के लिए. ठीक है, चलिए मेरे साथ, सब मेरे साथ चलिए, चलिए चलिए. अरे ठीक है, अगले क्वेश्चन से जाने से पहले we need to understand the vector approach of this Newton's law of, sorry, not Newton's law of gravitation, there's a universal law of gravitation ka vector approach we have to find out. Because don't you think the quantity which we are dealing about, force, is a vector? है ना? Till now we were only talking about the magnitude of the force acting between the masses, which was G m1 m2 by r square. अरे ये तो गलत है, क्योंकि force is a vector, so we have to explain this universal law of gravitation on the basis of the concepts of vectors. So let's see, how can I introduce directions into this equation and the formula? Everyone, मेरे साथ, okay? Don't look anywhere outside. Whatever happens, even if there a bomb blast happens, don't listen to it, okay? ठीक है. So this is our x coordinate and y coordinate, right? In this x coordinate and y coordinate, let's say we have our masses. Our first mass m1, its position vector is r1. सबको vectors पता है ना? I hope you do all remember the vectors. Then we have our second mass m2 and its position vector is r2 in this direction. And this is the distance between them. Let me mark it as r. Tell me, how will you write the force in this case? The force acting on the second mass because of first mass will be in which direction? What is the question? Ek aur baar. We are going to write down the force existing on the second mass because of the first one. What will be the direction? Array, m2 will be attracted by m1. So what will be the direction of attraction? In this direction. है ना? How will you write the formula for force? Force existing on the second mass because of the first mass. This is how you write. Whenever you see F21, how will you read? The force existing on second mass because of the first. Once again, F21 is equal to the force existing on second because of the first one is equal to G m1 m2 by r square. Till here it is the same, but force is a vector, so there should be this unit vector also. This unit vector which can show the direction in which the force is acting. How many of you do remember triangular law of accretion? Kis ko yaad hai? How many of you do remember? According to triangular law of accretion, if you are having two vectors in the same direction, देख ले, this and this. The summation of those two vectors which are acting as sides of the triangle in the same order, if you add it, it will be equal to the third side of the triangle in the opposite order, which is R1. Isn't this what we have learned? Yes. So what will be the formula for R vector? R1 vector minus R2 vector. So we got the vector R, but do we need the entire vector? नहीं, हमको unit vector चाहिए. How many of you do remember how will I find out the unit vector from a given vector of R? Array, unit vector is equal to R vector by magnitude of the vector. Given vector by magnitude will give you the unit vector. What is R vector? R1 minus R2 vector by the magnitude of R1 minus R2 the vector. Yes. So this is R cap. So we just got how can I find out the direction vector, which is a unit vector along which the force is acting. सबको समझ में आ गया? हाँ, सबको समझ में आ गया? थोड़ा सा you need the concepts from vectors. So if anyone has found difficulty in this part, right, just because your vector is not so strong, so after this class what do you have to do? We have to, or you have to go and start learning the topic of vectors. करेगा है ना? ठीक है, substitute कर ले. G m1 m2 by R square. R cap, what will I write? R1 vector minus R2 vector by, okay, by not magnitude. R1 vector minus R2 का magnitude क्या है? What is R1 minus R2? R vector. So magnitude of R क्या है? R itself. No problem, I suppose. Right? Magnitude of R1 minus R2, where R1 minus R2 itself is R. So magnitude of R1 minus R2 is magnitude of R, which I can write it as R. So formula G m1 m2 by R cube. R1 minus R2, the short form to write is R12 vector. The vector formula for what? The vector formula for universal law of gravitation. हाँ बिल्कुल कैलाश, obviously, है ना? We'll be teaching most of the topics and concepts for JEE and NEET also here. Okay, Ratash is actually giving the triangular law of vector addition. बिल्कुल बढ़िया Ratash, बढ़िया बढ़िया बढ़िया. एल्लाम clear है हमारा म्यारा. So is anyone here who haven't understood this particular formula? Please do note this down. Very 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 super 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 का ऊपर भी important. Right? Okay. कोई गड़बड़ है? Any issue with understanding? कुछ भी नहीं है ना? Yo understood. ठीक है. If you all have understood, sir, sin square x plus cos square x equal to 1. वो तो ठीक है Irish world, but what was the actual reason for telling that here? मुझे पता नहीं. Anyway, that's a new information. ठीक है. So I hope you all have noted this down. Okay, very important. So please understand. If anyone found a difficulty in this, what you all have to do? Learn vector. Very important for 11th and 12th standard students. Very important. So please do learn. Now, shall I explain one more concept? देख ले. Till now, we were only talking about two masses, right? Let's say the distance between them is equal to R1. Tell me, what is the force existing on M2? It is equal to G M1 M2 divided by R1 square. In which direction? In this direction. Let me mark this force as F1. ठीक है. Force F1 है. We were only discussing the force or the gravitational force when two bodies are existing. सोच ले, why we only have to discuss about two bodies? Let's say there is a third body M3. What will be the net force existing on M2 when you have a third mass of M3? ये कैसे करेगा? Array, it's not a big deal. Find out the force existing on M2 because of M1. How much is it? F1. Then find out the force existing on M2 because of M3. First mark the direction. What will be the direction of force acting on M2 because of M3 along the line joining them? So draw a line and it will be an attractive force. M3 will be attracting, ऐसे pull करेगा M2 in this particular direction. If I mark this force as F, okay. How will I write the force? I have told you a simple notation. Force acting on 2 because of 3. This is F23. Similarly, how will I write the force experience of 2 because of 1? F21. So here also you can write this is F21. Okay, magnitude. Tell me what is the magnitude of F23? Force on 2 because of 3. Formula G M2 M3 by, let's say the distance is R2. R2 square, है ना? ठीक है. So now you have F21 and F23, the two forces acting between them. If two forces are acting on a body, how will you find out the net force acting between them? Array, vector addition. How will you find out the net force? Root of F21 square, है ना, plus F23 square, right? F23 square plus 2 F21 F23 cos theta. अरे सबको पता है ये vectors, है ना? Two vectors A and B with an angle of theta between them. How will you add? Root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Similarly, and if there is 3 forces, add them vectorially. If there are 4 forces, add all the forces vectorially and find out the net force acting. इतना ही है. इतना ही है. Simple, simple, छोटू 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 concept. Any problem? November 1 पे school open हो जाएगा. It's a very good thing, right? I think many of you students are missing that college days. Sorry, let's say school days. These are 11th and 12th standard days. It's awesome when you go to school, meet with your friends, going out. It's a part of your life. So I also wish that the school opens as soon as possible and all my students can go back to the school and start learning with your friends. It's a feeling. Let me tell you, I don't want any one of you to miss that. Simple, simple, chotu chotu concept. और क्या पलक? Myara perfect. Sophia, Riddhima, Preeti, Vishal, Palak. Golden days, right? Don't worry, everything is going to come back soon. Okay? Because we humanity can be successful with anything. We'll keep on striving. आपका स्कूल कल ओपन हो रहा है सोफिया? अरे बढ़िया बात है, बढ़िया बात है, बिल्कुल बढ़िया. वेरी गुड पल. ओके, आई एम सो हैप्पी फॉर एवरी वन ऑफ यू. ठीक है. फ्लर्टिंग बॉय. अरे फ्लर्टिंग बॉय आस्क, सो आर यू फ्लर्टिंग विद मी? अरे बैड बॉय, हाय सर, हाउ आर यू? You're so cute, Arey. You made me blush. Thank you so much. So, shall we proceed? Shall we start doing with the questions? बोल दो ना जरा, जल्दी से बोल दे. बोल दो ना जरा. Shall we start? कोई दिक्कत नहीं है ना? 2 months before your school started, so many lucky Ali जैसा students है. Okay, start doing, everyone. In the meanwhile, I'll have a sip of water. Okay, देख ले. 4 particles having mass m, 2m, 3m and 4m are placed at the 4 corners of a square of edge J. अरे बाप रे, कितना masses है? 4 masses. So the number of forces is also going to be so much huge. अरे. Find the gravitational force acting on a particle of mass m placed at the center. थोड़ा तो करना पड़ेगा, है ना? We'll have a bit of calculations to be done here. कोई बात नहीं, हम तो करेगा बिल्कुल. आप सब लोग मेरे साथ है ना? तो क्या, आजा आजा मेरा बच्चा लोग, करेगा हम. So we'll draw a bigger one, है ना? So that nobody will be having any troubles in understanding this. बड़ा वाला पिक्चर. ठीक है, बड़ा वाला. अरे आ जाइए भाई, आ जाइए, क्यों नहीं आ रहा है? ओके, पेन तो सेलेक्ट नहीं किया था. कितना बुद्धू है अमीर सर. Okay, bigger square, side A, exactly at the center we have a mass m. Then which are the masses that is being kept? One is m, है ना? The other is, अरे आ जाइए, the other is 2m. Third one is 3m. सही लिख रहा है ना हम? हाँ. Then the other one is 4m. Tell me, how many forces will be acting on this small mass? Everyone can do in their own way. I'll be explaining to everyone so that everyone can listen and understand. How many forces are acting? 4 forces, right? So let us write down all the 4 forces. First force between m and m. What is the force? It will be a force of attraction. So let us write from here. Force between small m's. How much is it? G m into m divided by the distance between them, let's say r square. Okay, this is the first force. Let me mark it as F. There is a force existing between m and 3m. In which direction? It will be attracting towards it. What will be the force? Force on m because of 3m. G m into 3m. How much is it? 3m square by r square, right? If gm square by r square, if I have written as F, how much is 3 times gm square by r square? बोल दे. F, 3f, है ना? So I'm going to mark the same over here. ये force हो गया 3f. कोई गड़बड़ नहीं? इधर तक? ठीक है. Going for the third force. This 2m will be attracting m towards it. Force on m because of 2m. G m1 into 2m. So 2m square by square of the distance. The distance between each and every mass is the same. So I'm just marking it as r for the time being. So ये हो गया 2 times gm square by r square is f. So 2 times becomes 2f. Can you make a guess? How much will this be? अरे 2 times m is 2f. 3 times m is 3f. So ये हो जाएगा 4 times f. Okay. Now let us simplify this. It's very simple. F and 3f. How much is remaining? How much is remaining if you have 3f minus f in this direction? 2f. है ना? Then 2f and 4f. 4 minus 2. How much is remaining? 2. Isn't it? Yes. So हो गया. So we have a net 2 force in this direction, 2 force in this direction. What is the angle between them? What is the angle between them? 90. Angle between the diagonals of a square, 90. So what is the net force? Net force क्या होता है? अरे भाई 2f and 2f का net force when it is perpendicular, root of a square plus b square. Root of 2f square plus root of 2f square. ये हो गया 2f root 2. 2 root 2f. If you want to write in different way, this can be written as 2 root 2f. But actually they have substituted for this f. So we also have to substitute for this f, right? Substitute 2 root 2. What was f? Gm square by, for r we have to actually make the substitution right now. बोल दे, what is r? बोल दो ना जरा. अरे isn't this r? Isn't this r? Yes or no? Yes. But we cannot directly find, or it will be a bit tasky, but we can actually find the entire 2r. Can we find this bigger one? If this is a and if this is a, array, if this is a and if this is a, what will be this diagonal? Hypotenuse. If you have two sides as a, root of a square plus a square, how much it is? Root 2a. है ना? And how much is this root 2a? The total distance, but we need only half of it, right? So r will be equal to root 2a, the total distance, which is our diagonal, by 2. How much is it? A by root 2. मिल गया. Substitute कर ले. So how much is it? Gm square by r square. R is a by root 2. A by root 2 the whole square. हो गया. Yeah, root 2 square 2, it will go up. So 2 2s are 4. 4 root 2 g m square by a square. Very. मैं भी थक गया, है ना। हो गया, इतना ही है, छोटू सा क्वेश्चन। समझ में आ गया सबको? इज ऑप्शन बी करेक्ट? बिल्कुल। अरे वाह रे देविका, वेरी गुड। ऑप्शन बी इज करेक्ट। हु ऑल गेव मी द आंसर ऑप्शन बी? अरे देविका, प्रीति, संकमित्रा। अरे बी इज ऑप्शन, वेरी गुड श्रेया, श्रेया कुमारी। बढ़िया 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 बढ़िया। कोई बात नहीं म्यारा, कीप ऑन प्रैक्टिसिंग। आफ्टर द क्लास ट्राई टू सॉल्व दिस वंस अगेन, so then you will get the concept, and when you come to my next class, okay, be perfect in this. Yes, it is obviously 11th standard class, और क्या। अरे कोई डाउट है तो पूछ लिया अमीर सर से, जल्दी जल्दी। और अमीर सर क्यों, अमीर भैया बुला दे मुझे, है ना। मैं भी छोटा हूँ, ओके, ओनली 2-3 years elder than to you. So पूछ लिया अमीर भैया से, क्या डाउट है आप लोगों को, जल्दी। कोई डाउट है तो बोल दे। So we got the answer as option B. If anyone is having trouble here and there, okay, so you feel like, okay, this particular step I didn't understand, please do the same question after the class once again and check where you are getting stuck, and please watch the video also at the same time so that you can understand where you are getting stuck. बस एक और क्वेश्चन है? नहीं, सो ठीक है। एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी हमारा कल का टॉपिक है। सो बोल दो ना जरा, इज एवरीथिंग क्लियर? सर प्लीज सिंग अ सॉन्ग। अरे मेरे साथ आई डोंट हैव द गिटार विथ मी, बट स्टिल आई कैन सिंग जस्ट लाइक दिस, है ना, विदाउट गिटार। Which song will I sing? Which song you want? Amazing section पर like understood everything. ठीक है, बढ़िया बात है। Shall I sing गुलाबी आंखें for every one of you because this is the very first class, है ना? So थोड़ा, okay, I don't have my guitar along with me, but because I'm in studio, I'm in office, so I'll sing 2-3 lines. गुलाबी आंखें जो तेरी देखी, शराबी ये दिल हो गया, संभालो मुझको ओ मेरे यारो, संभलना मुश्किल हो गया। गुलाबी आंखें जो तेरी देखी, शराबी ये दिल हो गया, संभालो मुझको ओ मेरे यारो, संभलना मुश्किल हो गया। दिल में मेरे ख्वाब तेरे, तस्वीर जैसे हूँ दीवार पे, तुझ पे फिदा मैं क्यों हुआ, आता है गुस्सा मुझे प्यार पे, मैं लुट गया मान के दिल का कहा, मैं कहीं का ना रहा, क्या कहूँ मैं दिलरुबा, बुरा ये जादू तेरी आंखों का, ये मेरे खत हो गया। गुलाबी आंखें जो तेरी देखी, शराबी ये दिल हो गया, संभालो मुझको ओ मेरे यारो, संभलना मुश्किल हो गया। ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच देविका। ठीक है। अरे यार, when I was teaching physics there was only 35, अभी 10 more live students आ गया। ठीक है, so tell me, सॉन्ग अच्छा था? उतना तो अच्छा नहीं है ना। ओके ओके। ठीक है, बढ़िया बात है। इफ़ यू लाइक माई सॉन्ग, बढ़िया बढ़िया, थैंक यू सो मच। और क्या, बिकॉज आई लव सिंगिंग, है ना, बिकॉज व्हेन यू सिंग, है ना, वी वांट टू बी इन दैट मोड बिकॉज इट टेक्स मी हाई। आई लव सिंगिंग। थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू सो मच सुजल, मनीषा, शिवानी, म्यारा, द लेजेंड, रितिमा, थैंक यू सो मच। ठीक है, सो बोल दे ये इधर तक, विच मीन्स वॉट एवर वी हैव लर्न रिलेटेड टू यूनिवर्सल लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटेशन, हमारा न्यूटन का। ठीक है, आई अंडरस्टूड सॉन्ग तो ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच। ठीक है, ये लेक्चर के बारे में बता दे, हैव यू ऑल अंडरस्टूड कॉन्सेप्ट पूरा का पूरा? लुक लाइक अ हीरो। अरे बढ़िया बात है। आज बहुत सारा कॉम्प्लीमेंट मिल रहा है मुझे. अरे थैंक यू सो मच. ऑसम सर. अरे बढ़िया. अरे आई हैव असाइन्ड यू सम वर्क है ना टू ऑल माय वैरियर्स. क्यों नहीं करते आप लोग? आमिर भैया से प्यार नहीं करते आप लोग? हाँ, प्यार थोड़ा भी नहीं है. सो आई टोल्ड यू टू शेयर द सेशन टू एवरीवन, है ना? सो शेयर कर ले. व्हिच मींस आई एम अ बैड टीचर प्रीति. यू शुड हैव बीन सिंगर. तो मैं बुरा टीचर है क्या? नहीं ले. थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू सो मच. ठीक है. तो ये बोल दे, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव गिवन सम लव टुवर्ड्स अमीर सर? हैव यू, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव लाइक द सेशन? वो बता. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव लाइक द सेशन? वो बता जल्दी से. Those who love Ameer sir would have already liked the session, because once you like the session है ना, once I see my own lecture after my class, I'll be like हाँ, students को समझ में आ रहा है, they are also happy, so I'll feel more motivated to do more and more session. It's just like a small appreciation you can do from your part. बस वही है. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much मेरा. Okay. So आज का हो गया, and we'll be having our next class on which day? ठीक है. बोल दे हमारा नेक्स्ट क्लास कब है? नेक्स्ट चैप्टर फॉर ग्रेविटेशन विल बी ऑन मंडे. ठीक है. बट टुमारो व्हाट डू वी हैव टुमारो? टुमारो क्या है? व्हाट इज स्पेशल अबाउट टुमारो? टुमारो वी हैव द रिविजन, द कंप्लीट चैप्टर रिविजन. कंप्लीट चैप्टर का रिविजन इज देयर टुमारो at 8 p.m. Okay, not a special class, not special class at Unacademy in the YT channel, in the YouTube channel itself, in the same channel. Okay, at 8 p.m. complete chapter revision, which means we'll start from 8 p.m. It will take at least 3 hours or 4 hours. We'll be having the complete live session. ठीक है, we'll be going, and it will be a chill pill session. It is going to be, so you can come and join. We'll be going very slow, and we'll be going through all the concept and understanding all the questions also. And mentee will also be there. बोल दे सर क्या क्या है एक ही सेशन पे. ठीक है. So it's a one shot revision session of laws of motion. We know that exams are happening so soon, right? So I'm expecting every one of you, everyone can come and join. Don't miss this opportunity, because if you can spend 4 hours with me, we can complete this particular chapter of laws of motion tomorrow. ठीक है. So I'm expecting every one of you. Don't miss this opportunity. और क्या है? और तो कुछ बचा भी नहीं. Okay, so I forgot. A crash course for the term 1 is going to start. Okay, so me and Anurag sir will be taking physics, then biology will be handled by Pranjay sir, Vivek sir will be taking chemistry, and maths will be handled by Nikki ma'am. So don't miss this opportunity. It will be started from 11th of October, 1 month ka duration. Complete chapter for class 11th term 1 examination will be completed. It's a crash course. Don't miss this opportunity. In October month, if you make a revision, it's a pakka 35 out of 35 for your term 1 examination. Don't miss your opportunity. Jaldi se aa jaiye, and I hope you all know the code you have to use. Subscription, when you make the subscription, the code is AMB10. Use this code and make the subscription. Jaldi se aa jaiye, theek hai, and don't miss your opportunity. And let's all smile like this and grab full marks for our term 1 examination. theek hai? Okay, bilkul badhiya. Now one last thing. These are the other batches which you can see, and those who haven't liked the session, as I have told you, like kar le, theek hai? And then please do subscribe so that you can get all the notification whenever a new video happens. So is it time to say bye bye? Is it time to say bye bye to everyone? So how many of you will be there tomorrow, so I can expect from the beginning till the end, those who want to make a complete revision of the chapter of laws of motion? कौन कौन आ जाएगा? जल्दी बता दे, then we can leave. How many of you are going to be there tomorrow? Bye pal, bye pal. कौन कौन आएगा कल 8 बजे, so that we can discuss? Pal will be there, Khunjetan special will be there then. Sir, on 12 October my birthday, obviously We all will be wishing the birthday from the classes. Miara will be there. Then we have Ritama. I'm expecting every one of you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Right? So let's all revise the chapter of laws of motion tomorrow. So bye everyone. Take care and good night.